Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, Scent Magnifique. And today we're going to be talking about the best Jo Malone fragrances, or at least the best according to me. We're going to be talking about 4 different fragrances today. The video I've purposely kept it for December because I know that Jo Malone is a really popular brand for Christmas gifts, so let's dive straight into it. At number 4 we have English Oak and Hazelnut. Now English Oak and Hazelnut, let's have a sniff. Oh, it's just a really, really beautiful smell. It's very elegant. It's leaning a little bit masculine. The notes are green hazelnut, cedarwood, and roasted oak. I'm not sure how accurate those notes are. Those are the ones from the Jo Malone website. I think it's a little bit more marketing in their case. It's very difficult to distinguish between the notes in this fragrance. So for that reason, it's probably the last one on the list. And because it's quite linear, so there's not much of an evolution. However, it is a very pleasant fragrance to wear. It's not challenging. It's office safe. It's also good for, you could wear it daytime, evening. So it's an unchallenging scent, but it is a very pleasant one, I have to say. So I've left that at number 4 because I do tend to like fragrances that are a little bit more challenging. But I also like ones that just make me feel kind of cozy and are pleasant to wear on any given day. So number 4, English Oak and Hazelnut. Number 3 is Myrrh and Tonka. Now, at Jo Malone in Terminal 4 on Sunday, they told me that Myrrh and Tonka is their best seller, which I was really surprised about because, let's have a sniff. Yeah, I was really surprised about that because this is not an easy, or it's not a safe one, I would say. It's not an easy scent. It's quite divisive. So I was quite impressed that this was their bestseller, that there's a lot of people who are, interested in fragrance that's a bit out of the ordinary. And this one, very much, you do experience the evolution of the smell. So it's got lavender in the top note, it's got the myrrh in the mid note, and then tonka in the base note. And the myrrh and tonka sort of perfectly offset one another in that the tonka takes the bitterness out of the myrrh and the myrrh takes stops the tonka from being overly sweet. It's a very elegant fragrance. It's very unique. I haven't smelled anything else that smells like this. The lavender in the top gives it a little bit of freshness, but without taking it into sort of citrus territory, obviously. This is obviously one of the Cologne Intense range, so those that come in the black bottles. I would very much only wear this in winter. That's why after, I think I've had it for 2 years and I've only used about a quarter of the bottle, which is quite little. But I think this could be challenging for some people. You know what I mean? So not everybody around you is going to like this. I know that it is a compliment getter. The performance is quite good on it, but it's not going to be one that everybody is going to love because it's just a bit left field, I find. However, it is their bestseller, so obviously a lot of people like it, and I absolutely love it. So that's number 3, Jo Malone, Myrrh and Tonka. Number 2, and the only reason this is number 2 is because it's no longer in production apparently, and that is 154. Now, you can still get it on their website. I did check that the other day. I'm not sure if they're stocking it in stores anymore, but you can still get your hands on it in the website. So this is one of the really sort of sad things about fragrances. If you really love certain fragrances, sometimes they go out of production and you're kind of, there's nothing you can really do about it. I am putting a little bit of a request there out to Jo Malone saying, please keep this in production because it's a great one. Let's have a smell. Yeah. Oh man, I'm so sad. So 154, I think, was quite significant to the brand and the story of the brand as well. So Jo Malone no longer is in control of the brand. She sold it to Estee Lauder. Jo Malone has her own brand called Jo Loves, which is only available in the UK, and she has one store in London, in Victoria, I think. And but 154, I think, was the number of the original store. And I think, as I say, in terms of the story of Jo Malone, I think this one was quite significant to the story. I think it's the most masculine fragrance they had. It may not be the case now, but it certainly was for a long time. It's basically a vetiver scent, but it's like a sort of sweetened vetiver scent. It's got mandarin in the top note, lavender in the mid note, and a very base of vetiver. But it's vetiver very much done differently from any other vetiver. So I wouldn't include it on a vetiver list of fragrances, for example, but that's definitely what's kind of propping up the whole scent. I've worn this one all year round. I've worn it in summer, I've worn it in autumn, I've worn it in winter. I love wearing it in winter. It's my favorite season to wear it. Some people might say it's Christmas in a bottle, but I think it's more versatile than that. And it's not necessarily a sort of spicy fragrance. There's a bit of sweetness in there. I think there is some nutmeg maybe, which is what gives it that kind of maybe slightly Christmassy feel. It's an office safe fragrance, but it's also very sophisticated to go out in the evening. So yeah, very versatile. I guess some people might think it's a little bit old fashioned, and I guess that's why it's going out of production. But I don't buy into this narrative in fragrances about something being old fashioned or not. There's either sort of classic or there's things that are just don't stand the test of time. But I don't really care if somebody says something that smells old fashioned. For me, that's not something that bothers me. So yeah, number 2, Jo Malone, 154. And then at number 1, we have vetiver and golden vanilla. Now, this was not a difficult decision to make. This is within my top 4 fragrances of all time, even though it's a relatively new fragrance. I think it came out in 2020 or even a bit later than that. And it's funny because I've tried to describe before why I love this one so much, and it's quite hard to articulate. It's obviously part of their Cologne Intense line. It's got cardamom in the top. It's got a tea note. It's got obviously vetiver, and then the vanilla. I think it's the balance in this one that I really love. It's the balance between the sweetness of the vanilla, even though it's not a very sweet vanilla, and the kind of more bitter vetiver. But they just combine to create something that's just so enjoyable to wear. I feel really cozy when I wear it. I feel elegant. I don't think anybody would find this offensive on them. They may not like it themselves, but I don't think they would find it offensive on another person. It's something that I enjoy wearing when I know I'm going to be in close proximity to other people. And yeah, that's about all I can say about it without because I can't seem to put into words what I really love about it. So I will invite you to go and check this out at a Jo Malone store. They don't actually stock it in all the stores, so it has to be only certain stores. They seem to have this one for some reason as well. I wonder if it's because it's not a big seller, but it's definitely my favorite. So anyway, those were my best Jo Malone fragrances, or my favorite Jo Malone fragrances. I'm really interested in getting your opinions on the list and also your own favorite Jo Malone fragrances. This conversation in the comments afterwards is always really enjoyable. So thanks again, and see you next time.